Yo, Wagwan, it's that guy. Icy Narco's been popping up a lot for the request line here on the Dread Reviews. And tell me one thing that Icy Narco has in common here with Kodak Black. I'm going to get right into this video and let you guys know. So make sure you stay tuned, stay subscribed. This is Not Nation. I mean, besides them both being from Florida, they both got dreadlock extensions guaning in their hair as well. Today's video, we looking at Icy Narco coming here from the shaved head back in March of 2016.
Bitch, I ripped that soap out your motherfucking chest. Icy Protect grind your motherfucking neck.
But 1 year later, we see him rocking locks like this with the rubber bands on the tips, some wispy ends, and kind of thin looking locks. I'm not sure why people are speculating on his fake dreads or not, but today's video we're going to try and figure out exactly what is going on with Icy Narco's dreads. Rocking the toque here, we see one dread kind of sticking out from the front that's been bleached, and then all of a sudden his whole head is bleached blonde like Lil Pump. Lil Pump's early stages, of course. Keeping his dreads on a high top, leaving the sides shaved, gonna lead for a much cooler atmosphere on his heads. But notice how messy his locks were looking in the beginning stages of his journey. And when you take note of pictures like this, he's still got that skinny dread appearance of when he first got his locks put in. And then this date here being July 14th, 2017, and only 2 weeks later, his dreads have been really manipulated into something thicker and the tips a lot more blunted. In this case here, you can see a lot of his dreads now have been manipulated, and I feel that he might have had some hair added into it at this point to thicken them up to where he's kind of at now with his locks. Because since that picture, we see his dreads now are actually bleached once again, and he's starting to add more color now that he's gotten them to the thickness. It's hard to really tell if it is fake dreads that he's had put in, because a lot of people are saying that he had his head shaved 1 week and then the next week it was in dreads so spontaneously. A lot of people saying Icy Narco is Lil Pump 2.0 basically because of his hairstyle, and it looks like he might actually have done the same technique as Lil Pump with the high top twists with some rubber bands and then actually adding some hair to it to make them thicken up over time. As always, forewarning about the bleach in your dreads, it is very damaging to your hair. And this next picture actually looks like Icy Narco has some bleach in his hair, which would actually be more of a paste that you put into hair to make your shit dye blonde. Here we can see it's almost like a white looking platinum. Now what boggles me is how thick his dreads are at the roots in this picture. In fact, the whole dread itself seems to be a lot thicker compared to the first photo that we've seen. We notice that the rubber bands have been taken out and the tips are very wispy, still looking like there's some bleach paste in his hair at this point. Again, looking a lot thicker than what they were before.
I got Gucci with the snakes. I beat the case, big bang, Bill Gates. Where you at? We can thump it up.
The bleached out hair ultimately leading to this turquoise blue dye out that Icy Narco's been rocking for that snowflake effect. Keeping it icy, that blue makes it cold as ice. Very similar to the color we've seen Offset from the Migos dye his hair once before. So alongside the high top and alongside the dye, we see that the front dread has been twisted up into a two-strand twist, possibly a technique for combining and making his dreads a bit thicker. Pineapple Gang, known for his pineapple top. A lot of people rocking the pineapple top these days. It's a bit more outgoing than the traditional ponytail. Notice the roots on Icy Narco's hair at this point. It's coming in black, his natural hair color, and it looks like it might even be getting twisted or crocheted or interlocked or something, because notice how the tips are now very blunted and even scarred down the dreadlock shaft itself, showing that there's been a lot of manipulation done here. Most likely hair added to it and just crocheted over and over to make them really thicken up. If you remember when Justin Bieber got dreads, this reminds me of it quite a bit, with the same high top, blonde type of Caucasian hair that has been dreaded. If Bieber had followed through with his passions of being a dread, they kind of would have ended up like Icy Narco here. So I'm actually a fan of Narco's dreads. If you look at this picture, you can see the new growth coming in is quite sectioned off and parted pretty well, meaning that he's been doing some interlocking or some crocheting on that new growth, keeping it real tight to the scalp. Compared to the last photo where they were quite neat, this picture is showing the frizziness and its full detail on his dreads. Is kind of a cool chest tattoo he's got going on there as well with the iced out heart. But again, notice how the tips are very well blunted. Definitely a sign of some maintenance and manipulation of those locks. Here you can kind of see the blue fading from his dreads a little bit. Notice how thick his dreads are from the tip, and they kind of thin out towards the root. This is a speculation of hair added to his locks. He does have the front taper going on with the side taper as well, and the pineapple top very evident in all of his styles. And of course, if you want to achieve the pineapple top, simply just rock the high top and put your hair up in a ponytail on the top of your head. Is quite simple. But that's it for Icy Narco. Make sure you guys follow me over on Snapchat. My name is Mob Media, and I will definitely see you guys in the next dreadlock review. I appreciate you guys always and all forever on this channel. And Icy Narco, if your locks are real, my friend, and you're watching this video, please drop a comment down below, and hopefully you stay in the lock game for some years to come. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
So me you just like a noodle. Damn it, like a poodle. Eating that booty like that's what you do. I'm making my